When I saw you, I would lose control. Made me feel like there was no tomorrow. Should've told you that you're beautiful, but the days pass and now it's so long ago. Did you make it? Did you break?
Hello and welcome back to At Home with PandaDoseVapes. I am Travis. This is PandaDoseVapes. She took my last name when we were married, so now she's DoseVapes. It's Latin. What up? What's going on?
Not much.
No? Not much? Same old, same old?
Same old, same old.
So yeah, we're about a week late with this episode of At Home with PandaDoseVapes. Stuff happens.
It's kind of hard to balance Sunday show with this show and life and trying to.
And our normal shows. Because we both have our own shows
and
as
our
well.
normal shows and trying to actually have life too.
Yeah.
Play games, which that's been basically being put on the side a lot.
You bastards have taken our games away from us. No.
We put a lot of time into you guys.
Motherfuckers. But no, this has still been fun though. And so that doesn't mean we're not going to do the show.
It's just hard to keep it on schedule.
Yeah, we had it like a schedule where we're going to do it upload it every Saturday. Basically, we're just going to have to upload it whenever we get it done. And so yeah, we're taking turns editing them. I'll edit the ones that go on my show. Panda uploads.
Well, usually I edit
hers.
them because you work, so it's really hard for you to fit it in your schedule and do your own shows.
I have edited one of them as well.
One.
She has done two.
Which I don't mind doing because I'm here, so I have time. He doesn't have time.
And she has been using a much fancier editing program, which allows her to put, like, add video in video, different stuff. You guys have seen in the last couple versions of this show. There's been, like, video in video, different stuff that pops up on the screen.
But I've noticed since it's been on my channel, it's not as big of a turnout as it was on your channel.
I just don't think people realize that it's on your channel still.
We're going to have to talk about it tonight on tonight's show.
Yeah, on the live show.
show.
Yep, we definitely will. So, you guys already know because you're watching this, but every two weeks of it on my channel, 2 weeks of it on Panda's channel.
Basically trying to build up my channel a little bit. So.
And we do appreciate that there has been some of that.
Yeah, the people that have came to my channel, I do appreciate it. And I love that you guys helped me get to over 100 subscribers now. And I'm really excited about that.
Not just over 100 subscribers, she's also got a lot more companies that are sending her products to review.
Yeah.
It's really taken off.
Well, I contact them.
Yeah.
But I think now that I'm over that little hump, and I'm at like a good, like not that, like 100 subscribers, I think gets you kind of in there a little more. And people see that you are getting subscribers and you're doing the work, so they want to actually give you some e-liquids or hardware to review. They see that you're not just doing a couple of videos just to get free stuff, which I'm not doing it. I'm doing it because I just love talking to you guys.
If she wanted free stuff, she'd just steal all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Which
basically getting everything he gets anyway, and I can have in any case anyway, but I just enjoy talking to you guys and sharing my opinions on products and or
Hey guys, Panda's here.
I have no life.
But it's, you know, and she also wants to build her channel independently of my channel, which, you know, you gotta respect. But, you know, I've been really proud of her for doing her own thing and keeping up with it, and yeah, because it can be really disheartening. And I think that, you know, for all you guys out there who have small channels, because I know there's a lot of people who watch this show and who watch my channel and Panda's channel, who have their own channels that maybe are under 1,000 subscribers. It can feel really disheartening sometimes. Like when you have days where you get 1 subscriber or no subscribers or lose a subscriber.
Especially when you're dating someone that's been doing it for years, you kind of tend to forget how long they've been doing it and why they got all these companies emailing them, and so I have to remind myself like to be happy for him, not want to choke him and say I don't care.
And not only have we been doing this for a long time, for 4 years, the OverDoseVapes channel's been up for 4 years. Man, when you start thinking about it like that, then it's like, wow, we don't have jack shit subscribers. We only have 3,000 after 4 years. That's kind of sad.
Well, I totally think it's because you're doing it the honest way. A lot of people, I feel, buy subscribers, and I don't care if you say you don't. I believe you do, and that's my
Well,
I'm sticking to.
And what we're talking about when we say buying subscribers, like if you have a YouTube channel, I'm sure that you have gotten
I've
emails.
got tons of emails.
Me too. Tons of emails saying like, oh, you pay $6 a month.
And they're real subscribers.
Yeah, pay $6 a month, and we'll give you, 500 subscribers every week or something like that.
And they're real live. They're supposed to be real life subscribers that comment and everything. But I've heard it screws up your YouTube channel, and if YouTube finds out, it's dangerous. But I'm sure there's people that get away with it, because you look at their reviews and their followers, their subscribers, if it's like dramatically a big difference in numbers, you just start thinking like, yeah.
I won't name names, but there was one channel that I know of that was started around the same time that I started doing YouTube, maybe actually a little bit after, probably like a year after, and they were like going along with us, like pretty much the same kind of level of growth, and then in 1 month they went from having and this was quite a while ago too, they went from having 600 subscribers, and in 1 month they gained 3,000 subscribers. There's a website called Social Blade, and you can go, and it basically is a way to track numbers for Instagram accounts, YouTube channels, all that kind of stuff. And you can go and you can see, it'll show you a graph of growth for your own channel, for other people's channels.
Yeah, you can look up other people's channels,
and there's just real suspicious shit that happens,
where they just have a big jump automatically.
Like in 1 month, their subscriber count will go through the roof. And then if you go and look at the content they were releasing that month, there's nothing different. It's not like they broke through with some viral video. Yeah. It's just that all of a sudden they're fucking buying subscribers. Yeah. So yeah, but I wanted to say thank you guys for supporting Panda's channel. Keep doing that. She's gonna, she's also been putting in a lot of work and making sure she has a steady upload schedule, which is so important. I mean, really, if you're into doing the YouTube the right way and you want to just have growth naturally, you just have to keep grinding out those videos. That's it.
I've been working on making my videos more professional, better, very just with getting used to this program. There's a lot of things with it, but they're hidden in the program. So I'm finding out a lot of things about it, and I just want my videos to look really nice. And
I'm gonna switch over. I'm gonna switch over to it at some point. The program's called Filmora, and it's a relatively cheap program. They do have you can get a free base program.
You get you get a free base program, and when you pay for it, you get a couple add-ons. But then there's packs of
so little modules, little module packs.
Intros and extra little just things that you can put on animations and fonts and all. Well, not fonts, because you have to download your own fonts. But it just makes a whole bunch of different things in there and makes your video look really cool.
Vipping with Nicky B is the one who turned us on to that, and yeah, so it's cool because it's a pretty easy editing program, but then
then it's not.
Then it's not. It's more complicated. It's something like Windows Movie Maker, which is what I've been using.
The trimming thing is kind of weird.
Well, once you got used to it, though.
But with your like with Movie Maker, you don't have to cut a movie to trim it.
No.
In this program, you have to slice it or whatever it's called. What is it called? Split it, and then you do trim it. So it's a little different, but
it's also cool because it's a relatively cheap program that if you want extra things, like you want extra
like big
animations and different things, you can buy just those things.
Yes, like if
which is cool.
you're not good at making intros, they have intros that they already provide for you, and all you have to do is change the fonts, and it's awesome. It's just once you get used to it, it's a really cool program. I'm enjoying learning about it and learning new things to do with my videos to make it stand out a little better.
It is a pretty good program in all reality.
Yeah.
I've been using Windows Movie Maker for so long, for 4 years, that for me to jump ship now, it's really hard. But honestly, it's time, because first off, Windows Movie Maker is not supported by Microsoft anymore. So if you're using Windows Movie Maker to make your videos, basically they're not supporting it anymore. They're not doing updates for it anymore, because they have a new program coming out. It's called like My Story or some shit like that, and it's not the same program.
Yeah.
And so we even when we went to download a copy of Windows Movie Maker for our laptop, we had to go to some third-party website.
Yeah, they're not even.
No.
The regular download isn't even there anymore. You have to download it from someone else. That's basically provided for people that still want it.
And I love Movie Maker for a lot of reasons, because it's so
easy.
simple to use.
And that's what I'm scared of. I'm scared you're going to get on this program and you're going to get frustrated and want to just go back to Movie Maker, because it's as easy as Movie Maker, because there's a lot of hidden settings. But if you just stuck to it, you'll love it.
And I tell you, and I tell you what, that Filmora might be a little complicated, but compared to something like Sony Vegas or any of those other more expensive editing programs, it's not even fucking close. It's so much simpler than that kind of shit. But Movie Maker is just super simple, but it lacks so much.
Yeah.
It lacks in things like what do you call it? Animations between videos, like instead of doing a jump cut.
Tons of animations you can use to go between videos, and it's a lot cleaner when you go between videos.
Yeah.
So,
when you can adjust the length.
Once you start getting used to what length is good, so it doesn't look so cheesy of skipping, keep skipping using the transition. Once you get used to what number is the right sweet number, and it looks just so smooth.
It does look really good, and they're just like we were saying, it offers so much more, picture-in-picture, video in picture. There's so much more available that I would love to have. That over the years of using Movie Maker, I've always said I wish it had this, I wish it had that, and Filmora does have all those things. So yeah, I'm gonna make the switch, and I'm just gonna start plugging away at it. That's all.
Just playing around with it and getting used to it. That's basically what I did. I just basically played around with what it was, and to learn how it is, and just try not to get frustrated.
Yeah.
Because there's been times, and there's tons of YouTube channels about it too, of people teaching you every step of everything you need to know. There's tons of YouTube channels.
That's what I love about YouTube, is that no matter what you're trying to learn, there's a YouTube channel to try to teach you.
Yeah, and they're really good about it too. They're not really fast. That they're good for people that obviously you're gonna already have to kind of know what you're doing, but to find what you're trying to do in that program, because it's not where Movie Makers, everything's right there. It's not like that.
And I'm sure there are some intro to Filmora videos you can find that'll teach you the real basic stuff. But
oh yeah, there's this guy that does. It's a guy and a girl that I think they're both on the same team, and they go from the beginning and to wherever else you want. But I usually just look up whatever I'm having an issue about, and I looked that up. But if you subscribe to them, they have everything, every single piece of thing about the program that you can learn. It's really cool.
So what else was I going to talk about? Oh, so yeah, I got a new present. I don't know if you guys have seen,
He's
but
so
I got a new
excited.
phone.
He's more excited about this than any mod I've got on, which I love. I love when he gets excited about
Well, I've
something.
had the same old phone because I was really late to adopting smartphones. Basically, it was like the smartest phone I had in the past. It's like the old school Motorola Razrs, and that's not a smartphone. It's just not. I mean, it had like internet and shit, but it wasn't. And I've had like that kind of phone for a long time until my phone service provider basically made me upgrade to a smartphone. And I got the cheapest one that they had, which was the Samsung.
And they paid you.
They paid me to take it because they're like, you have to upgrade. And I'm like, I don't want to upgrade, and they made me. And so they paid me, and I got the cheapest one they had. It was the Samsung On 5, and which is basically like the poor man's version of the Galaxy. And I've had that phone for two years, and it was just a nightmare. And so since I've known Panda, she's always been saying like, I'm going to get you a new phone because I would not get a new phone.
I know, like most guys aren't. They're not good with buying themselves gifts, like new things. They will stay with the same thing forever, and especially if they have a kid or or a partner or whatever, they always put their partner or their child first before them all the time, and they won't ever buy themselves anything. And if you're in a relationship where your partner just doesn't care and buy you your stuff either, so you're just stuck with this old phone. So I knew he wanted a new phone. Even he complained about the phone, he hated it.
Phone, yeah.
He hated it, but I was like, buy a new phone, buy a new phone. No. So I was like,
She surprised me. If she would have told me, I would have told her, no, you're not buying me no phone.
I've learned not to listen to his no's anymore and just do it anyway.
But I'm super happy. She got me it's
He loves it.
the Samsung Galaxy J7 Prime. Thank you very much.
And the camera is amazing. Like I have the iPhone 6 Plus, and his camera's like throws my camera.
The front-facing camera has like double, like literally
It's
double
like
the resolution. So
The back camera's like 12 something,
megapixels.
and the front is like I think 8.
Yep.
It's amazing pictures that it takes. I mean,
So if
sometimes it's too good.
Yeah, if you take a picture like a selfie or like take a picture of
You
somebody,
can see your pores.
see like the pores and shit. It makes
It's crazy.
I like to hide behind shitty cameras sometimes. No, but so if you watch the Sunday live show, you'll be seeing. I will be uploading pictures of my
His
coil
coil
spawns.
pictures are with that camera are just beautiful. They're
It's
beautiful.
another level. And so yeah, I really love this phone, the J7 Prime. And this was like a refurbished one, and it's still really, really good.
Yeah, it was the nicest one that well, when I used to be on Metro, this is before I was vaping, and vaping took all my money with hardware and REs, but I was addicted to buying new phones because I had Metro, and Metro is really easy to buy used phones on eBay, especially refurbished ones. And I saw that one, and I had the J7 when I had Metro, and I loved the J7. It was great. But this one was the Plus, or the Prime, and the difference is the cameras, obviously. It's just got a lot more features than a regular J7.
And more RAM, and more hard drive space.
No, I don't think. I think it's the same RAM. Then both the J7s have the same RAM, but the cameras are way different.
It's more than just the cameras. It is. I looked it up. But yeah, so I wanted to say thank you to Panda for that because that's really amazing. It's.
He loves it.
I didn't even think I was gonna. I was kind of like, oh, what'd you do that for? But then like the more I started playing with it, and just like.
He literally says, "I love this phone."
I did say that.
Now we need to get a case for it before he drops it on
I've
the
dropped
screen.
it. I've dropped it several times already. Yeah. I just haven't told you about it, but yeah, I've dropped it.
Do you have scratches on it?
No.
We need to get him the case
So far,
very
so good.
soon before he cracks that screen.
So what else have we gotten since the last time we were here? Did we have the Dreamer mods last time we were here? Nope. So we also got these Dreamer mods. We each got one. We each got one in copper, and we have the Lucid RDAs on them.
Yeah, I have
So this
the
is something new that we've got.
black.
And I have the gold, and we both have copper, obviously. The last Sunday's live show, we were talking about this. We were having a lot of trouble with the flavor on these things, but we figured that out. It's all about just,
Filling the space.
you got to fill the spaces in this thing. It's a very tall RDA because it has it's for vertical coils. So if you have one of these and you're having trouble with flavor, the whole secret is to fill the space.
And you're going to see on a lot of YouTube channels where they cut the tops of the cottons up. What he does is tucks the cotton, the top of the leftover cotton, he tucks it in both sides. He uses 2 separate cottons and tucks it in. That way it fills up all around the coil too. Yeah, I don't know why these people are like cutting the top, because you said you tried it and the flavor was.
It just wasn't the same. In this circumstance, because they're vertical, so the coils are like this. So you put the cotton into the top and you pull it through the bottom, right? And so you float the little cup in the bottom, on the bottom here, but then there's like this little piece of cotton on top. Now a lot of people will just cut it even with the top of the coil. What I do is take that and then tuck it behind the coil. And so there's actually a coil here and a coil here, and I just tuck the tops of each one of those
Inside.
in between the
So
coils.
it kind of just hugs the coils.
Yeah, on both sides, and so it works really well.
Blocks all the airway. That way, all the juice, all the flavor just comes right into your mouth instead of everywhere else in the.
And we can probably put a picture up on the screen of showing like how I have it built, because I have a picture on my Instagram. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
And you can put it up here, and then you guys can get an idea of what I'm talking about when we're talking about filling the space there. So yeah, if you have one of these and you've been disappointed with the flavor, I totally get that, because we were disappointed at first until we kind of figured out.
And we still use them because it's such a nice RDA.
It's a really nice RDA.
And it goes so well with the Dreamer mod. I mean, I've tried other RDAs with it, and I keep putting it back on there because it just fits so perfectly
It looks
with it.
so good on there.
Yeah.
And so I highly recommend both the mod and the RDA actually. At first I was telling people just to get the mod, but I'm actually a real big fan of the RDA as well. So you're talking.
And it's clouds for days.
And if you look around for a discount code, you can actually get this RDA and this mod from the Tenacious TX guy. Stan's his name, but the website is lucidrda.com.
But there's also if you look up Lucid RDA promo codes, there is a promo code floating around. I will try to find it and put it on the bottom if it's still available, because it will take down. If I didn't pay for shipping, I would have paid $112 for it with the promo code and with the sale. So if it's still available, I'll leave it on the bottom. If it's not there anymore, it might have been just a holiday.
Out the door,
thing.
$112 for the set. But even if you don't have that promo
It's still
code, it's only $120. So
Yeah.
it's really not bad.
But I'll still try to see if they have that.
And in my opinion, I think it's a better mod than the Broadside, which was one of my favorite mods of last year. And this, in my opinion, hits harder than the Broadside. It feels nicer
The
to
button
use.
is amazing,
Yeah,
especially because you guys know about my carpal tunnel. Button is so soft.
I think it hits easier than the Broadside, and
it's so soft.
It just looks nicer. It's got a prettier design.
You can flip it around if you want to have the indent going down here, which I usually have. I forgot to change it because I had a smaller RDA on it.
You can switch which side you want the button on,
yeah,
and which side you want the top cap on,
which is
because
really
it
nice.
tapers. There's like a taper in the middle of it. Yeah.
Well, you can keep softening.
Yeah, I will. I can do that. So we've really been enjoying those. Highly recommend it. It's probably the best mod available right now for the price. I think it's hard to beat. It really, really is. It's hard to beat. So it also takes 2700 batteries, 21700 batteries, as well as 18650 batteries with a sleeve, the dipper mine. And even the sleeve is like beefy.
Yeah, I mean, look at this thing.
It's nice. It is extremely, extremely nice. I really, really like it. So I highly recommend
And it
that.
came with It came with stuff. It came with an extra button, right? With it?
No.
Wait,
No. It came with the Lucid
What was
RDA
that
came
thing
with
that
lots of stuff.
what was that thing that was taped to the side of it?
There's an extra pin
Pin for what?
for the button.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Wasn't a whole, no, you said an extra button. It didn't go with an extra
No,
button.
no, an extra pin or something. It came with stuff,
It came with
which
stuff,
is what we were talking about. Why I brought it up is because we were talking about how things don't come with anything.
yeah, like high-end stuff doesn't come with extra parts, you know, lately. We just noticed that with the more expensive stuff that we buy, the less stuff it comes with. So, yeah. Also, another thing we were talking about was the trouble we were having with Panda's
Okay.
Christmas present, which was, you know, oh, that's nice. The trouble we were having with Panda's Christmas present, which was, I got her a Rig Mod Squonk box, and we were just having a lot of trouble with voltage drop on that.
We still are having.
Yeah, we still are, but we have figured out that there's a wire that runs from the positive contact to the actual RDA, to the 510 of the RDA, like where you put your RDA in. And so what we're going to try to do is to remove that wire and to replace it with a piece of copper plate. And we'll let you guys know how that works
And
once
if
we get
you
it done.
guys know something that, if you had that Squonk mod, and you took that wire out and did something, leave a comment below. We're always looking for other options, just in case that one doesn't work.
Yeah, yeah. We got to do something though, because I tell you what, it's just an unsatisfying vape.
It's very disappointing.
Very disappointing. For the money, I tell you what, the last two products that I've bought from Rig, the V3, the Rig Mod V3, and then this Squonk box, both of them have been totally lackluster. I have a V2 Rig here, and I love this. You know, this is, like, in my opinion, probably the last really, really good quality mod that Rig made. And even this has tons of
It
problems.
seems like they're just getting very lazy.
Yeah.
And it honestly seems like they did not have anybody try out that Squonk mod long enough. Because if they did, they would have took that wire out and fixed
Figured
it.
something else out.
Unless they just got lazy.
Or at least a bigger gauge wire. Something. Yeah, it just seems totally lackluster. I've been very disappointed with that. And it's, you know, it's not like it's a $50 mod. We paid $130 for it.
Now they dropped it to 100, but that's still expensive for how it acts.
And it's sad because we were talking, the Rig Squonk is probably the best looking Squonk box on the
Beautiful.
market. The way it's also made out of the best materials. The shell of the mod itself is made out of like steel and aluminum.
Yeah,
It's very
yeah.
nice.
I showed a picture of it last week.
Yeah.
And for having all that copper inside, that wire just defeats the whole darn purpose of
Yeah.
all that.
It's a shame. It's
they,
a really
they totally
big shame.
messed up on that.
Yeah. So what else do we got to talk about? So yeah, we haven't really been playing very many games lately. Panda did get into playing Stardew Valley, the
We've been
farming
getting
simulator.
over the flu.
Yeah, we've both been sick. But she got into playing Stardew Valley. That was a big game last year. Probably a lot of you guys know about. It's pretty fun.
Yes, it is fun, even though I cheated and got a bunch of money.
Cheater, pumpkin
It's
eater.
always because I like the whole building the farm, talking to the people, doing because it has little quests in the game. But I don't want to have to like worry about money. I want to do all the other fun stuff because there's like a ghost quest that I have to do. There's all kinds of cool things to do in the game, which I really thought was really fun. I didn't expect it to be all that. I just thought I was going to have a farm and everything. Like I adopt this kitty, and of course his name's Ziggy, and all this stuff that you get to build your house up. And so why do I want to worry about money? I want to.
I teased her about it, but you know what? In every sim game, like SimCity or any of those kind of games, I always used money cheats. Because the fun in it is to build up
Yeah.
your area, not to worry about being fiscally responsible. I got enough of that shit in my real life. So.
Exactly.
All right, so let's do a blind taste test.
Yeah.
Are you ready for that?
Yep.
I have an interesting one for you today.
I kind of forgot what yours was.
Oh, wow.
Let's run around real quick.
Okay. Close my eyes. Oh,
Don't open
I'm
them.
not. I'm afraid of the dark. You got it?
Wait.
Hurry up. Oh, there's ghosts coming to get me.
I got it.
Okay. Well, you want me to go first?
Yeah, you go.
All right. So,
Pants problems. Sorry.
jeez Louise.
Guys.
I have mine on the Oceanus. You know what's funny? I cheated about the Oceanus today. I used the adapter, and I used an 18650 in here instead of 2700.
Oh.
And it works. That's fine.
Wow.
Because the 2700, this Oceanus mod is a 2700 battery mod, but 2700 batteries still put out 4.7 volts, or 4.7, I wish, 4.2 volts, and so there's no reason why you can't use an 18650. So I tried it, and it works fine.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Okay. So this is actually yours, though.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll go
You probably
first.
just tried it out.
Wait, no, this is the one. Yeah, this is for me. Okay.
That is yours.
And so I have the mutilator on here. Oh, it smells weird. Oh, it smells kind of like vagina. It really
Ew,
does.
Why would you say ill to vagina?
Not the most pleasant vagina. It doesn't taste like gross vagina. You crank up the watts though. It's very fruity. Tastes like maybe berries.
You're close.
Is it blackberry?
Right.
You
I have a
forgot
very
again.
bad
Oh my
memory.
goodness.
You got blackberry right, but there's some other stuff in there.
Okay. Definitely tastes like blackberries. It might be a little creamy, maybe some pie or something. Is it blackberry pie?
Oh, no.
Okay. Is there any kind of dessert stuff to it?
Yeah.
Okay. If I had to guess, I would say blackberry cobbler or something. What is it?
You don't taste anything else? Like fruity?
Well, it's very fruity, but the blackberry is kind of like taking,
Okay.
kind of like a front. I mean, that's what I would say. I would say
Well,
blackberry.
you're
cobbler.
close.
Yeah.
It's an apple and blackberry crumbled custard.
That's pretty close. I thought creamy, and I thought blackberry and
that's
dessert.
some pudding.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. I was gonna say apple at first, but last time I said apple, I was totally wrong. Remember? Because I always, whenever I taste fruits, I'm always like apple, and I'm always wrong. But it definitely has a little bit appley to it. It's actually really good.
Yeah, I found these little sample things that we got.
Yeah.
Most of them are kind of good,
Yeah,
except
they're
the mentholy.
Well, the
tasty.
drink ones
The
weren't
drink
very
ones
good. No.
weren't
But
very
all the
good.
pudding ones were pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yours is on the broadside with your little glass top cap. It couldn't be more different than the one you picked for me.
Is it coffee again?
Nope. You don't have to try it.
Just chocolate in it.
Yes. We're getting good at this.
Yeah. Is it the Boston donut?
No. I wouldn't choose something you've already tried.
Is it the s'more?
It is the s'more, yeah. We're getting too good at this. Yeah. This is D-Rudd S'mores. This is, it's funny you mentioned
I
Boston.
tasted the reason why I said s'more because I already knew it was chocolate and I tasted the cookies,
Graham
the
cracker?
graham cracker.
This is
it's
D-Rudd
really
S'mores from ADV. And yeah, so these guys are really good. And it's funny you mentioned Boston because these guys are actually from Boston. So
Yeah, it's actually really good. You taste the s'more. You taste the s'more.
those ADV guys, they really know what they're doing. I have not had any liquid from them that was not good. It's all been really, really good. So they're the ones who do like the Beantown Vapors
Oh,
and
yeah.
all the cannolis and
We're
shit.
getting super good at this. We're going to be like pro reviewers. We
Yeah,
don't
we
even
are.
have to look at the flavor profile no more.
And that's the whole point of this. Is we wanted to show. Well, I mean, kind of at first, we kind of wanted to show that it's really hard to get flavor profiles just blind, because it is. If you
Yeah.
don't know,
I've read something like how to be a great
you'll get it.
reviewer on YouTube, and one of the things was saying do blind taste testing during your reviews. I think most of the reviewers would look like idiots because you're not going to test. A lot of stuff has a lot of components to it that you're not going to get everything correctly, and some things taste like other things. Like chocolate can come, especially if it's not very good chocolate, it could come across as some like a
Coffee or something. Yeah,
something
definitely.
like that.
Definitely.
So like to do a blind taste testing while you're reviewing, I think that's stupid.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things here. Is that knowing the flavor profile of something? It's one of the things we wanted just to kind of highlight is that knowing the flavor profile of something definitely has an impact on what you taste because your mind fills in the blanks.
But if you know what it tastes like and you're vaping it, you could say that doesn't really taste like that.
Yeah, and that's as a reviewer, when somebody doing a blind taste test is fine, but if a company says this is supposed to be a s'more, for instance, which is a s'more, and then you're tasting it and you're saying this doesn't taste anything like a s'more, it's up to us as reviewers to let the consumer know, like, hey, these people are saying it's a s'more, doesn't actually taste like a s'more.
Yeah, like I had an apple cereal, and it was supposed to be Fruity Pebbles, but they used real apples for the Fruity Pebbles. I mean, not Fruity Pebbles, the Fruit Loops.
Mm-hmm.
They use a real apple flavoring. So if I would have just taste tested, like blindly did that, I would have think it was like an apple oatmeal, and I would have had it totally wrong. But if you know that what they're saying what it is, and then I taste it, and I'm
it
like,
was
no,
Apple Jacks is what it was.
no, it's the Yacht Club.
Yeah, it's would be Apple Jacks.
Yeah, Apple Jacks, and it's not because they messed up by using a real appley.
It tastes like apples.
Yeah, I thought it was an apple oatmeal. So if I don't look at the profile, what I'm getting at is looking at the profile and then tasting it, you can say, well, no, they messed up by using the wrong type of apple for this
or
type
they're
of
claiming
cereal.
it's this flavor, but in
Yeah.
all reality, it's really not this flavor.
Yeah, it tastes more like a hot cereal, apple cereal than Apple Jacks.
Yep. Okay. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Okay, so we just wanted to come back and get a short episode done, let you guys know that we're not dead. We are going to continue doing this show. We'll be back next week with a little bit longer one. We like to keep these about an hour, and this one is a little bit shorter.
Yeah, we'll probably be seeing you on our Sunday show tonight. So we have 2 shows to do tonight. So.
Yep, we're getting ready to do our Sunday live show, so we're getting ready for that. But we wanted just like we said, just wanted to come and do a quick show, let you guys know that we love you, and then we will see you soon. Goodbye.